Hey everyone, welcome back to another New World video. I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day. And in today's video, I kind of want to talk about a little bit of a glitch or an exploit. I don't know if this is necessarily going to get you banned, so just take that with a grain of salt and take into consideration that before you do any of these steps. If you get banned, I guess you get banned. There's nothing I can do for you guys. I warned you, and take advantage of it if you want to. The other thing is Amazon has said that they're very inconsistent with some of their disciplinary action as far as some of their bans or even temporary bans go, so there is always that as well. So again, I gave you guys the information. It's up to you guys what you would like to do with it. It's in the game, it's available, and they haven't done anything about it to stop it. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, earlier today, I did release a video by saying that you guys should go ahead and level up your arcane, and you guys can use that method. It's a complete true way of actually doing it if you want to level it up. But this will level it up, and you'll actually make money from it in the process. Now, you can with the other method that I did, and that's a complete legitimate way. So you can use one of the two ways to make some good money out of it. Now, obviously, I can't determine how much money you're going to make from this because the prices are dependent on what server I'm playing on. So you might have a lot less of a money-making opportunity on your server. And if you're on a dead server, then, well, maybe consider switching to a not so dead server before you do this. But anyway, let's go ahead and kind of take a look at what we're going to be doing here. And we're going to be making one of three things. We're going to be doing either the Star Metal Fire Staff, Star Metal Life Staff, or we're going to go after the Star Metal Void Gauntlet. Now, the Fire Staff and the Life Staff, they're virtually going to cost you the same amount of materials. It just depends on which one you guys would like to kind of focus on. It's still going to be the Weirdwood planks, but what's really interesting is that you can change your metal type and your leather type to get the cheapest amount of materials. So you would have a couple different options to see which one's cheaper if you don't have the ability to go and craft in these right now. So we have coarse leather, we have rag hide, and we also have a shadow fur. So you can use one of those in order, and it takes 4 of those to make one of these weapons, and it's going to be the exact same thing with the fire staff. The only difference is that life staff requires life motes and the fire staff requires fire motes. That is the only difference. And on the server that I'm playing on, life modes are cheaper, so that is probably the direction that I want to go ahead and do it. It's about half the cost to get involved with the life modes, and I need 6 of them every time I craft one of these. And but maybe fire modes are cheaper on your server. I guess I really don't know, so definitely take that into consideration. The other option that you guys would have is going to be a Star Metal Void Gauntlet. Now, I do recommend kind of going back just a little bit that you be above a level 100, but you can really do this at any level. Your first 100 levels, you're really not going to make any money from doing this method, but it will get you up to that 100 level mark. And again, you guys can check out my other making method if you want to be able to make money with the Arcana or with the Arcane in general, the legitimate way. And I go over that step by step in one of the videos that I just released, and I've made a killing with that. Obviously, I have quite a bit of money, and it's done very well for me over the last couple of days. So in order to actually kind of get what you need to do with the Metal Gauntlet here, or with the Void Gauntlet, you can change what leather you're going to be using. So we can use layered leather, you can use bright scale hide, or you can use shift hide. On the server that I'm playing at, bright scale hide is actually half the cost of layered leather, also more than half the cost of shift hide. So that is going to be the cheapest material that I can actually purchase it. I believe I can purchase it for like $1.75 a piece versus a little over $3. Now, if you have the ability to craft layered leather, which I do, I have 200 in my tannin. I just don't have a lot of thick hide, and it's actually costing me more in purchasing the thick hide. We're pretty close to the same. Now I'm going to get a little bit of a bonus if I use aged tannin, but I don't have any aged tannin on me because I've actually given it to a friend that's actually working on his, so I have to purchase that. So with the purchase of everything that I really need to get it to where I want it to be, I'm spending more on creating layered leather than I am just buying the bright scale hide. So those are some of the factors that you guys need to take into consideration when you're looking at some of these options, is what is ultimately going to be the cheapest product for you guys to go ahead and choose. Now, if you guys didn't know this, you can actually uncheck this owned items and it will give you what opportunities you have for materials to use in whatever you might be crafting. Same thing goes on this side. You can choose if it's linen or if it's cloth, whatever is going to be the cheaper version for you, one of those two. And then we want to choose you know, in this case, we're going to go ahead and use iron ingots. Now, the nice thing about the Void Gauntlet is it is a little bit cheaper than on the metal side of things compared to the fire or life staff. It's only one ingot cheaper. But the nice thing is when you craft these, doesn't matter if the life, the fire, or the Void Gauntlet, you're going to get start metal ingots back, which is very interesting that that's happened. So you can see we're just going to craft 3 so I can kind of go ahead and show you guys just real quick. And I have a ton, and I didn't even craft anything for me. I love it when the game does that. Like, nope, I'm refusing to do this for you today. We're going to change that back to iron. And if we'll have to probably buy some more death motes. I just don't remember what the cost of those are. We're going to go and craft. We'll get our 3 of these really, really quickly here. I'm not adding anything to it, and I really don't care what the gear score is anyway, because that's really not what we're doing here. And if we kind of go back here, we're just going to step outside of the arcane. We leveled up from doing that, which is pretty fantastic. But you can see in tab, I've crafted up a whole bunch of the life staffs, and now we have a couple of the void gauntlets as well. So not so bad, right? You can see that down here we got 79 ingots. I'm just going to go ahead and destroy this because you're going to see what's going to happen. If we shift it, we're going to salvage 1 to 4 star metal ingots. Now, I'm not going to get any more repair parts just because I don't have that. But if you want to get rid of some of these repair parts and possibly sell them as like repair kits, you can definitely go ahead and do that. It's another way you can actually go ahead and make a little bit of money. But if you don't have access to be able to do some of those kits with your working abilities, then it might not necessarily work out for you. But I'm actually going to check to see if I have that capability of getting some extra additional money from using those repair parts. All right, so as you guys can actually see right here, expert repair kit. It shows as a star metal ingot, but whatever, it's not. On my server, they're currently selling for 30 a piece, so I made 13 of them, so I'm actually going to sell all of them. I'm going to hopefully get at least a couple sold. We'll see. I did basically use all of my parts, but if we could sell those at 30 coins a piece, that would be really, really, really good. Ultimately, I just need to sell one, and it would cover my listing fee. Let's go ahead and place that as an order here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and break down all of the star metal life staffs and the void gauntlets that I created here. So you can see that we have 81, and we're going to see what we actually end up when we're done with all of this here real quick. It's actually kind of hard to see, but I'm actually rebuilding up my repair parts here, and that's okay. I pretty much always have 2,000 or really close to 2,000 repair kits. So, and I'm going to want to build that up anyway, just in case I happen to die being in Shadow Mountain or any other place like that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're up to. 153, and we started with like 81.79, I think, out of what it was. So we pretty much doubled our amount of starting metal ingots that we have. Now what we can actually do is we can actually turn around and sell these star metal ingots. Now on my server, they're basically about 5 coins a piece, so 5.5. So I'm just going to go ahead and place a sell order on here. I'm going to see if anybody's buying them for relatively close. Nah, it's not close enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and sell. Let's just sell 100 of those. Now, I do use these quite a bit just because I do make arrows, and that's perfectly fine. But I have some that I can go ahead and sell, so I might as well take advantage of that price point. I'm going to go ahead and place that order. I'm going to sell 100 of them. And actually, the last time that I actually had done this, I think I sold the 100 that I placed on the market within just a couple of minutes and made like 450 coins on that as well. Now, once you get up to 150, that's where the story is really going to change for you, because you'll have access to doing orichalcum ones. So if we go under the void gauntlets or under the weapons here, so you have the orichalcum fire staff, and then also the void gauntlet as well. The only difference is that you guys are going to have to use infused leather, which I have quite a bit, but again, you can still use cloth, still use iron, and then we just got to buy some death motes for making that void gauntlet. And instead of getting star metal back, you're going to get orichalcum back, which sells for a really good amount of money. And then again, you guys, these are the only two options that we would have unless you uncheck that, but you'd have these. So you'd have to figure out what is the cheapest, and I know that infused leather is going to be way cheaper than any of this other stuff right now. I believe infused leather is selling for about 5 coins a piece, and I know that there are some people selling either smolder hide or scar hide on the server for pretty close to the same amount of money, but I feel like overall infused is going to give you the best bang for your buck, especially if you're able to craft it yourself and get some of those additional bonuses. But again, you'll have to figure it out on your server what the most bang for your buck is. But hopefully this does help you guys out, and if it does, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But I honestly want you guys to make a ton of money here in New World. And again, I don't know if this is a bannable offense. It's technically in the game. You're doing what the game is actually asking you to do. So I highly doubt that they can actually do anything against you for this. And if they want to fix it, they need to fix it right now. But make some money right now while you have that chance. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.